If a foreign friend of mine is coming to my country, the first place that I would like to recommend visiting is definitely Wuhan. The first reason I have to recommend the place is that it's my hometown, the city that I've been living in for 20 years, so I can be a perfect tour guide for my friend. I would show him more than 10 scenic spots that are only known by the local people. Besides, Wuhan is a place with some real history. Since the 1911 uprising, or Xinhai Gaming, as it's known in Chinese, took place here, there's many places to trace the history and meditate, like Red Mansion or the Museum of the 9/11 Uprising. Well, I would like to invite my foreign friends to hit Guilin City if they come to me. In the first place, Guilin is extremely well known for its picturesque scenery, and I believe my friends would enjoy the blue sky, green mountains, and crystal clear water in this marvelous place. In addition, since there are various kinds of ethnic minorities here, they can get to know the local culture and customs as well, such as Yao, Miao, Zhuang, and other minorities that offer splendid traditional charms for them to explore. Well, this statement, I think, doesn't make any sense to me at all. In the first place, teachers in the traditional classrooms can help us figure out problems instantly, while during the online course, it's not realistic for the teacher to provide instant feedback, since there's usually hundreds or even thousands of students online at the same time. Also, learning in the traditional classroom setting allows us to know our classmates and exchange ideas with them. And thus, we can not only gain different perspectives, but also make some friends. That is something we can't do in the online courses, since we don't even know who we are studying with. Well, I totally agree that learning through online courses is more effective than learning in the traditional classroom setting. First and foremost, online courses save us the trouble of commuting back and forth, thus saving us a lot of time that can be used to do other stuff, like previewing our classes or dealing with our assignments. Secondly, it enables us to schedule our own study plan. Actually, an awkward situation in traditional classrooms is that you cannot skip the part you've already learned, because other students might not have. But when studying online, you can definitely make your own study plan. Well, the woman totally disagrees with the university's plan for several reasons. First of all, she believes that the students have got so many requirements that they won't have enough time to take the classes mentioned in the plan, not for the reasons that art major students don't want to enroll in these classes. And she adds that the art major students need more options for their own personal interests. Secondly, she thinks that the plan is drastic because money is not the problem. The university could hire a part-time professor or try asking the current professors who teach painting to work in their secondary fields. She points out that a few painting teachers could as well be excellent sculptors. In a word, the woman disagrees with the plan for the reasons stated above. Individuals often modify their behavior based on the possible consequence they've learned of their behavior. This phenomenon is called behavioral modification. For example, kids who just start school will generally misbehave, like interrupting the teacher or walking around in the classroom when they should sit down. When they do this, the teacher gets angry and punishes them by not allowing them to go out and play when everyone else is playing. And they learn the unpleasant consequence of their behavior, so they will stop doing this. However, when the kids behave properly, like raising their hand to answer a question and sitting quietly while paying attention in class, the teacher encourages them by putting a smiling face on their book. This is a positive feedback, and the kids will be more likely to repeat the approved behavior. The woman's problem is that her paper will be due by the end of next week, but her computer won't be fixed by then. Accordingly, the man offers two solutions. She could try using the computer lab, or she could call the computer repair shop to check if they could get the computer fixed at the beginning of next week ahead of time. Well, I guess going to use the computer lab is a better idea for some reasons. To begin with, the computer lab is the best place for students, especially those who don't even own a computer, to write their papers. Therefore, all she needs to do is to plan her personal study schedule and try to avoid the rush hours of the lab. I'm sure if she tries hard to make good use of the study time, the atmosphere there in the lab would become a better motivation instead of an obstacle for her paper writing. Secondly, calling back to the shop would be comparatively a bad idea. After all, begging others to reschedule their business plan is more difficult than refine your own study plan. So I would recommend the first solution for the reasons stated above. There are two factors of high quality. The first one is reliability, which refers to the quality that a product works the way consumers expect and doesn't go wrong very soon. For example, if a car works properly without needing repairs too soon, it's reliable. People used to care about reliability most, but now as the manufacturing standard becomes higher, the products are all very reliable, so people begin to pay more attention to features. Features are the extras that are not necessary to the product but can make the product cooler and better to use. For example, nowadays cars are loaded with features like electric windows, sunroofs, and stereos, because these features make cars cooler, also easily to use.